Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Attorney. My name is Blair Clark, and with me, as always, is David Sobel. David, how are you doing
Hey,
tonight?
how are you, Blair? Good to see
Good,
you.
good to see you. We're doing good. So, every now and then, David and I get together and we answer the questions that you, the viewers, are writing in, emailing in, phoning in, texting in. Do you guys do text? Into David's office, asking all sorts of questions that focus on real estate and finance and law and all that good stuff. So, David, you guys focus on real estate, finance, contracts, estate planning.
Disputes, yeah, everything that surrounds and touches real estate. So Blair, like what we like to say is real estate's our hub, that's our primary focus, and then financial issues related to real estate. And those also would include, of course, probate issues related to real estate,
Right.
a lot of contracts related to real estate, business agreements related to real estate, business formation when it comes to real estate, estate planning. Why? Because for our real estate investors and people who have large holdings of real estate, we deal with the estate plans when they have real estate involved. So that's pretty much it. That's how it works.
And a lot of people have a lot of questions, and David creates a lot of content to answer those questions. So you can go to his website and look up information on the questions that you have. You can watch other videos just like this one if you head over to his YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, just type in David Sobel, Proven Resource, Sobel Law. But if you want to head over to his website or give him a call to ask your own question to David, how can the people get a hold of you?
The best way is just to dial 888-789-1715. And then the website, it's really easy. It's provenresource.com. Also, you can just type in my name, make sure you spell the last name correctly, Soble, and our pages should pop up. Right. So related to real estate, our website, which is pretty extensive, Blair, and since the last time I think you've looked at it, we've added an additional, I think, 100 new links to almost 100 new links for resources. We have a new professional resource page that is password protected for referral sources as well. So, I mean, there's a number of different things. And we have a new library within the site that goes live, I believe, on the 15th of this month, which is really cool. Exciting. It's got, it's all the books, all the white papers, a lot of articles that have been generated over the past 10 years or so that are kind of put like in a library format. It's pretty cool.
No, that is amazing. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to run down a few of the questions that have come into David's office in the last few weeks. And these questions are from folks in Michigan and Ohio. So David, you practice in Michigan, and then you also practice in like the northern part of Ohio, right?
Well, everything, Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati. We don't go down to like, there's Zanesville, there's some southern areas of Ohio that we don't go down to. But, I was going to tell you, we have people who call us from all over the world, all over the country, related to real estate issues in both Ohio and Michigan. So, California is a big place that we get a lot of calls from. A lot of California investors.
Yeah, probably because California prices are crazy.
Crazy.
And you can pick up a pretty little Michigan home for like $150.
You're right.
Right.
Right. I can't believe the price. Okay.
I know. They're just giving homes away in Michigan. Okay. Let's jump into our first question of the evening from Tim in Milford. And Tim says, when purchasing land in Wayne County, Michigan, does one have to use a preferred title company of the seller's choice or any company when purchasing land in Wayne County? From Tim in Milford.
It's a good question. And in general, it's customary that when you don't say, when the parties don't specify who is going to order title work in Michigan, it's customary that the seller is the party that actually orders the title work. Okay. However, a buyer, can dictate and say in an agreement, hey, I'm happy to use the title work that comes from your company seller, except that I want to close with my title company. Okay. So it's pretty much contractually based. What do you put in the purchase agreement? Whether it's vacant land, commercial piece, or, residential property, who provides title work is really dictated by the provisions in the agreement. But it is customary for the seller to order title work, okay? And within that provision, or those provisions related to title, you're going to have provisions in a purchase agreement that will specify things such as, is the seller going to be paying for a title policy? Is the seller going to be providing and paying for a location survey? Is the seller going to be paying for any closing costs related to the title work? Okay, so or the title closing. So really, it's up to the parties to negotiate that in their agreement. I'm going to tell you that it's not required by law, however, where you close. It's up to the parties to determine where they want to close or who they want to get title work from. Okay.
Okay. So if Tim didn't put that into the purchase agreement, he could still use his own title company. So the seller could do theirs. He could use
for
his
closing.
Own for closing.
Yeah, for closing. But there only one title company or one agency is going to provide a title commitment,
right?
And then a title policy. So the parties really need to specify who is ordering the title work. Okay. And we always talk about these like ancillary items and slippery slope things. Here's the thing. If you're going to get a mortgage, the mortgage company also determines where they want to have title work from for the buyer and for the buyer to provide title insurance, or what we call a lender's policy to their lender. Okay. So it's not always just up to the seller. It's also up to the lending institution, whether or not they even recognize the title agency that the title work is coming from. Okay.
Okay. So there's differences when you're getting financed, and there's differences when you're doing a cash deal, seller finance, things like that.
Correct.
Okay. All right.